It's Beer O'Clock and it's the Beer O'Clock Show Flavour of the Month with Little Leeds Beer House. And this month we've got a slightly revised format to Flavour of the Month where we've actually let you, the listeners, choose which beer we're going to drink. So, Martin, tell the folks what beers they had to choose from this month.
So, we ran a poll and we had 3 beers to choose from. Billionaire from Wild Beer, Fazenda from Cloudwater. So that was 2 dark beers, Billionaire being an MP and Fazenda being a coffee porter. And the winner, however, was the Verdant Roy I Want A Hilux.
Which is probably the one with the worst name.
Well, it's definitely not the easiest one to roll off the tongue, is it?
Absolutely not. So this is 5.5% Pale Ale from Verdant Brewing, who are kind of a brewery that's on everybody's tongues at the moment. They're based in Cornwall. Started in a shipping container, not in a railway arch, which is something different for a brewery.
I mean, that's the second one in a shipping container, isn't it? 40 foot.
Yes, yeah. So they started in autumn 2014 by Adam and James. They quickly added a third brewer, Rich, to their team. They've got a capacity of 10 barrels and they're brewing about 3 times a week at the moment, and they specialise in juicy, hoppy, unfiltered, hazy beers.
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out. Cheers.
Plenty of fruit on the nose.
It's quite fruity on the nose. This is it's actually an orange juice pale ale, but not any old orange juice. The posh stuff with bits and bubbles and yeast and loads of juiciest hops. No oranges are used in the beer, so that's on the side of the can as well.
So no oranges were harmed in the production.
No
of this
oranges
beer.
were harmed, and they've managed to impart the flavour of oranges into the beer. So
there is a hint of that. I mean, what I'm getting is that slightly earthy quality I associate with the more beers.
Yeah,
running through it, which I do actually quite like that. It's
just in the background, isn't it?
Yeah, there's just that little bit of earthy quality to it,
and that balances out the hoppiness quite nicely as well, because it is a fairly juicy beer. There's lots of juice going on in there.
Yeah. So, but with that slightly earthy quality going through it, you get a little bit of dryness with it as well. Otherwise, it would be getting more towards that sort of fruit bomb kind of beer. Because we're probably at the higher end of a pale ale ABV anyway, aren't we?
At 5.5%.
Yeah. Generally, rightly or wrongly, I associate pale ales with 5 and below.
I would say the same, actually. You'd be looking at a slightly lower ABV, but it's probably just bordering on the edge of IPA territory.
Yeah. I was getting towards that, I would say. Have you had anything from them before?
I have. I've had a couple of the Verdant beers. I've had the light bulb, and I've had the headband as well.
That's the one I had. It was part of the Beer Bod's One to Watch box.
Yeah. So
they're obviously right, because when we had this on the poll, there was a lot of love coming through on the comments.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it won the poll by about 4% as well, which I don't know whether that was the people didn't fancy hearing us talking about a dark beer, or whether this was just the beer of the moment that they wanted to hear us.
You did ask what the name was about, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Apparently, the farmer that comes to collect all of the spent grain from the brewery is called Roy, and he drives a Hilux. So
I wouldn't have guessed that either. So
neither would I. I thought it was some obscure reference to Coronation Street.
What? Because they had Roy?
Yes. That's how my simplistic mind works. It went from A to B in the most direct route. But also, they've just won this week. They've just won the Rate Beer Award for the best new English brewery as well. So they are a brewery that are beginning to make quite some waves in the UK.
I like that. And bearing in mind where they are, like the use of the word waves there, it's so professional.
It's not my first rodeo.
What a nice segue. It has got quite, even when you start getting past the earthy quality, it starts to get quite a little bit cleaner as well.
Yeah, it's got it's got a really lively mouthfeel. So, it's well carbonated because they taste like tight bubbles. So
yeah, because the head retention's gone on
Yeah.
both our glasses now, and the second time I went to it, I thought maybe that the tight bubbles, almost like you get with like champagne yeast being used. Sometimes you get those very tight bubbles. That is still there. I have to admit, even though the head retention's gone.
yeah,
Maybe it's the haze holding it, Steve.
maybe it is because it is quite a hazy beer.
It is quite a hazy beer.
I mean, that it's called a pale ale. It's far from pale.
Well, it's pale in colour, but it's not transparent.
It's not. It's like it is like dark orange juice.
Yeah, but it's got enough beery qualities about it to not be a fruit bomb.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's not got that cloying sweetness that you can get from maybe similar beers that have actually used fruit.
Yeah,
in them.
It definitely hasn't got that at the back end of it.
Yeah, what you do get is you get a very clean hop taste from it. So it's straight away you are picking up on the citrus flavours. The orange is there. There's some lemon there. There's maybe a little bit of mango in the background.
Yeah, you get a bit
as
of
well.
a tangy tingle at the end as well.
Yeah, and then on the finish, there's just this kind of lasting, sharp bitterness right at the end, which really brings home those kind of sort of souring. The sort of sour juiciness
almost like
that you get
piffy,
from an orange.
The piffiness if you were having real orange, but also just enough to make you just want to dip back in again. I think.
Yeah, it's almost like half time when you used to play football as a kid. You'd get an orange segment and you'd have a little go on a segment of orange.
Steve is going back here a little while. When do they still do that?
I'm not sure
because your boys play rugby anyway, so
they don't get anything like that.
No.
They get water.
Just curious,
but that's about it. Yeah,
maybe health and safety. You know, slice, you might cut your finger.
Yeah,
Not allowed to bring a
somebody
knife.
else just touched it. Yeah, there's all sorts.
But no, I know what you mean. You are getting that sharp tanginess straight away as well. But like I said, what it did remind me of a more beer, and I mean that in a good way because I like more beers.
Yeah.
And perhaps even the slightly hazy quality of it you get from some of the more beers sometimes as well. And if you're going to be compared to someone who's good at what they do, I see no problem with that at all. I'm not a fan of the design of the can, if I'm being honest though. It wouldn't stand out for me on a shelf.
No, but their other cans have been a bit more exciting.
Lively.
Yeah, they've had some more exciting pictures.
What's the purple one? Which one's that?
That's Pulp,
That's
which
Pulp.
is their double IPA.
Yeah, that stands out.
It does, and some of their other ones. So I mean, this one, like I say, I don't get it. I don't get the name, but it's only a name.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't hold against it, but I'm just not sure that would stand out. I don't know. Say for example against Magic Rock High Wire, which again is blue but has all the Magic Rock branding all the way through it. But again, I wouldn't hold that against the beer itself. There's a good reason, I'm sure, why they've won the Rate Beer Award, and I'm sure there's a good reason once I start dipping into the other beers, because I think I did pick up one of the pulps recently, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Yeah. So I look forward to trying that. But this is very refreshing.
It's incredibly refreshing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But
That
it's very much a summer beer.
Yes.
Or for me, it feels like a summer beer. Once we start
on a hot day.
Yeah, on a hot day,
you could knock these back.
You could do. Someone turn up with a 6-pack. I don't think it would last long.
I don't think it would. I don't think it'd come. It wouldn't get decanted into a glass. That's for sure. It'd be straight out of the can.
Yeah, you could drink this colder.
Yeah.
Than what we've got. I think we've got it almost cellar temperature now rather than fridge temperature. But on a hot day, coming straight out of a fridge, I think a few gulps and it'd be
perfect,
gone.
Yeah. Now Verdant are also appearing at Hop City event in Leeds, which Little Leeds Beer House are also sponsoring.
Okay.
As well. So
that's the one over the Easter weekend.
That's one over the Easter weekend. So that will be your probably first opportunity this year to try some of the Verdant beers, probably from Keg, and to get to meet the brewers as well, because they're going to be up at Hop City. So for tickets available for that now. Make sure you get them, because it seems like it's going to be an incredible event, bringing together some of the most hop-forward breweries in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll mention it a bit more as we find out more details. But I mean, if nothing else, just because of where it's been held.
Absolutely, yeah.
At the Northern Monk Refectory. I mean, even that in itself is worth a visit.
Is enough.
Yeah.
Yes, to do it. So, final thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, really enjoyable. a summer beer for me would feel even better, is what I mean. It's a good beer right now. Crack this open cold, straight from the tin on a hot summer's day, barbecue day. I mean, that would go brilliant.
Yeah. Maybe let's just put that into context a little bit. It's 11:30 on a Monday evening while we're drinking this.
I didn't think we were going to tell everyone that.
But, you know,
Yeah.
that's what we're probably comparing it to. If you were sat in the garden drinking this in the summer, it would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
At 11:30 on a January evening in the middle of winter on a Monday night, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But it's still a really tasty beer. I'm really enjoying it, and you know, people will know that I've got a bit of an adversity to Merc. But yeah, the flavour's all there for me.
Yeah, it was great thing.
It's
And
really, really doing it.
if you hadn't read the side of the can, I would have fairly much said they must have put some orange in here.
Yeah. But
There must have been some orange involved.
They've obviously used the right hops to get that character.
So I think that's pretty impressive. And I actually really did enjoy the poll. I did enjoy watching to see what beer we were going to get.
Yeah, and we'll be doing that every month now,
Yeah.
as well on Flavour of the Month. We'll be giving you 3 beers to choose from, and you will get to choose the beer that we end up drinking.
And they're all available at the Little Leeds Beer House as well,
They are
regardless of
available
which one we try.
Yes, indeed they are available from Little Leeds Beer House, and we are very grateful to Richard Bryony as always for giving us these beers to feature this month. So until next month,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.